We're just having some fun here, guys. This is Aileen, Hanks, Ben, and Grant. We're talking about her earlier on today. She's in town from Texas. She's doing the skeet shooting and trap shooting, clay pigeon. She's multiple-time sub-junior champion. She's just 15 years old. Man, can she shoot a shotgun at those clay pigeons, the way they launch around. She just finished competing for the day. They're staying in the same hotel as us, and they got some interest in pool, so we got Ben playing against her here just for fun. We're going to stream a few minutes of it so she's got something she can go back and watch. The tournament's actually done for the night. We got the last few matches playing. We're going to be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. The continuation of the B side, so she can win this here. So I don't know if you can see. I'll show you through this camera here. We got Aileen's dad and younger sister sitting with me back here. If I can get the remote to work, I'll zoom in so you can see where. This is sort of where we're set up. I didn't really show you guys. So that's where we're sitting here. Everybody wave hi. That's Aileen's sister and dad there sitting beside me. We've got 70 people tuning in and watching right now, back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, Ben, I mean, to help the juniors out, that's one of the reasons we do that at Q Sports Live, is to promote pole and bring especially the youth in to play a lot more. That's the only way to grow the sport, is bring in new blood playing. And I mean, Aileen's barely ever held a Q here, so I played around with her a little bit last night, a few shots on the table and stuff, so. It'd look the same if we went up and tried to shoot some targets in her sport. She'd make us look bad. She's an amazing shooter with a shotgun. Yep, she just said, I believe that's called a safety, and it worked. Oh, that's tough. That one ball's past that side pocket. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Is that your mom there, Stephanie? Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Got an amazing young lady here, especially with that shotgun, the way she shoots. We went and watched her the other day. Amazing. You guys are live, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
You won't break it.
See what her Fargo rating is when she beats you. Oh yeah, look at that. Behind the back. That's perfect. You remember when you saw Grant climb up on the table yesterday? That's on a shot like that, right? Another nice safe. So here's the rest of us sitting back here. This is our little setup. We're right behind the table, so when you guys hear us chatting and sort of trying to be quiet. That's how close to the tables we are here. So. Yeah. Ooh, with the draw. Nice. One there. That's Ben's. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, we're just. I mean, this is going to be the rest of the night. It's just some fun. It was actually really early for us. We're used to being the first ones in the place and not leaving until 2 in the morning. So, a little bit of a treat for us. We're not actually playing in the event. It's the first time in a long time where we've all just been able to stream and then have some fun doing this. So, got Allison Fisher practicing and giving some lessons on one of the other tables here as well. Yeah, Ben didn't. So it's all ball fouls on Ben, but Aileen's allowed to hit whatever she wants. Oh, well, show her how to play rail first now. Oh, that was a nice try. How long has Ben been playing? Oops. Ben is, he started when, I forget what he said. Ben, when did you start playing pool? You say yesterday. How old? When you told us yesterday, I forget what it was. Ben started playing competitive when he was 16. So he's been coming up on playing 13 years. And Ben is probably one of the top 5 or 6 players in Canada. That is Aileen Hanks, as you can see on the scoreboard there. She is a competitive shooter here. There's a big competition going on just down the road. A lot of the shooters are staying in the hotel with us, and it's trap shooting, clay pigeons, along that line. So, and we went and watched her on Thursday morning when we were here. We had some time. So, amazing young lady. She's national sub-junior champ, and she'd make us look as bad trying to shoot there as Ben could with most people on the pool table here. So, and that's one of our goals, is to help grow the sport of pool. So, anybody we can get in and try to help out and get involved in the game a little bit, just even for fun, is our goal. So. Yeah.
Ben, come take a quick
We need a quick picture over here, Ben, with Mark's cousin.
This is Mark's cousin. Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks, Derek. Nice meeting you.
Sorry about your cousin.
Awesome. I'll send it to Mark, too.
Tell me I didn't hook you again. Easier said than done.
you send me that?
Yeah.
I don't think you sent it to me.
My email don't work. Oh yeah, well. No, it won't. Mine won't. Patrick, Damien. Both mics?
Nanny's the one she needs to take lessons from. I've tried this like 15 times.
You're also playing on one of the hardest tables to play on. It's a diamond
Oh yeah,
table.
the 9 foot's are the hard tables for sure. We didn't see nothing.
Keep shooting.
Nothing here. You're good.
That's a Tom phone.
It looked the same thing if you guys were both holding a shotgun and he was trying to shoot it.
Somebody went. Ryan, is the tournament over tonight?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the last one.
Really?
Yep.
How did you hear till like what?
No, because they like, but they don't want everyone out tonight. They want to bring everyone back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's more to do with that, man.
Hey, you made it. How's it going?
So here's a little bit on Aileen there. She's ranked #1 sub-junior shooter in the U.S. PCA Junior Tour Ladies 2017 Champion of Champs. That's USA YESS Ladies National Champion. 2017 NSCA Sub-Junior National Champion. This is all with skeet shooting, trap shooting. You can see that's Aileen and her dad there. So, just an amazing young girl. We got a chance to watch her shoot. Just amazing.
Straight A student.
Yeah, and a straight A student, and with all the schools she's got to miss for the competitions. They just got back from Paris, France. We're over in France.
Yeah.
Just a while ago. They said not too long ago for a big competition over there.
Yeah, really, really impressive young lady. She is looking for sponsorship, so if anybody is out there that is into shooting guns, this is the kind of the up-and-comer.
Yeah.
I think, comparatively speaking, I would say she would be the April Larson of gun shooting.
Along that lines, yeah.
So really, really impressive young lady, and respectful as all get out.
Everybody we've met down here
Yeah.
has been. It's,
well, I
yeah.
mean, that whole Texas yes sir thing, gotta love it. And her dad is actually sitting right here with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to jump off? I'll jump on
Yep,
with.
sure.
I'm sorry. It's Rob or Rod? Robert. I knew that.
So, I'll get out. You can sit down in there. Grant, you can jump on.
Welcome to the live stream, Robert.
Thank you.
So quite quite an impressive young daughter you've got there.
Well, I appreciate it and everything. This is something that she's fell in love with at the age of 8 and is just taken to it like a duck to water. So it comes natural to her.
Yeah, well, and we can attest to that because we were out there yesterday watching her shoot, and dang, impressive.
Yes, yeah. We're here at the North Central Regional Tournament. It's a sporting clay tournament, and there are, I think, a little over 600 shooters of all ages, all skill levels, and
she competes at a master's level in sub-junior.
Yes, she is a master class shooter, which is currently the highest level that anyone can achieve. She turned master class 2 years ago, so she's 15 years old now.
Unreal.
And gives everything she can to this sport and really wants to try to get it to grow.
Yeah.
From the youth standpoint, and especially from the young lady standpoints.
Yeah. Well, and when we were talking yesterday, it does parallel a lot to what Pool is experiencing as far as the lack of funding, lack of sponsorship, lack of radio play or any kind of play for that matter, whether it's on TSN or what have you. So it does parallel a lot with Pool and some of the struggles that we're going through. It's too bad because when you take an impressive young lady like you've got there, really respectful, straight A student, masterclass shooter at 15 years old.
Right.
That's impressive stuff.
Yeah, and it is a very expensive sport to compete in, but it's one of those things that you've got to do what you love.
Yep.
And this is one thing that she actually truly loves. It's everything she lays upon her shoulders. She's not depending on any team, anybody else's help or whatever, and so she just truly loves it because she knows that she is solely responsible for everything that happens in her game.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
well, and when we were watching her yesterday, for her to be 15 years old, handle the gun the way that she does, be able to it was so impressive to watch those skeets fly across, and she picks them off like they're nothing.
Yes, yeah, that's just the experience. She started shooting when she was 8 years old, and like I say, she just truly fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
So, and over the time, she shoots probably somewhere close to 30,000 rounds a year between practice and competition. And like I say, it does get expensive, but it's amazing what parents give up for their children.
Ain't that the truth? Well, and the thing is, and I find this with Pool and again some of the parallels between Pool and shooting, and I'm a fan of anything that keeps kids off the streets and getting into trouble. I'm a big fan of that. I got 2 young boys myself. They're not as old as your daughter. They're 8 and 5. But anything that keeps kids off the streets and doing something productive, following their passion, I think is something that deserves to have support.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. See, she started off in 4-H, which is it teaches life skills through the shooting sports program, and it's teaching responsibility, teaching respectability, and honor and sportsmanship and stuff like that. It's not just teaching her how to shoot, even though she picked it up really well. It's teaching her how to shoot well and still be respectable. That even and humble. You have to be very humble when you win. You have to be humble. You also have to be humble when you lose.
Yes.
And so and a lot of people look up to her. Because she is one of those children like that who everybody sees and says, I always see a smile on her face, and whether she wins or loses or does well or does not do well.
Well, and we met you when we were actually eating breakfast the morning after we got here, and you were telling us a little bit about her, and we were impressed to the point where we wanted to go and at least have a look, see if this young lady that you speak of truly does exist. And I can attest, that girl is humble, respectful, got everything going on. I think she's got a really, really bright future ahead of her.
Yeah.
So if we can help out in any way, then we're more than willing to do so.
We do appreciate it and everything. It's like I say, it's growing of the sport is her passion, and the sport is, for the lack of a better term, tapped out within the industry, and that's what we're trying to do, is step outside this industry to open some eyes, to let them say, hey, this is an untapped resource that you just haven't seen, and with her being a what's the word I'm looking for? Ambassador to the sport.
Indeed.
And so that's what she looks to. She wants to be a mentor to the young ladies who, to show them, say, look, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
she has done it, and she's mentored all these ladies. We've got
At 15 years old,
got
I love it.
tremendous amount of
I love it.
tremendous amount of young friends and everything. They're all the way up here from Texas.
Yeah.
To Illinois just to come shoot this competition and everything, and they have followed her, and she is part of the reason they've got into the sport.
Well, I can tell you, outside of pool, I haven't been a fan of too much of anything, but I can tell you I'm a fan of hers. I'm a fan now, and we'll continue to follow along. We'll keep in touch.
Yes.
And any way that we can help out, anything that we can do, you let us know, and we'll be there. So we've got a couple of comments, actually. Is that skeet or trap shooting? It was skeet shooting, Todd.
It was actually sporting clays.
Oh, there you go.
It's sporting clays resembles real life hunting situations. Birds that fly in the air typically do not fly straight like they would in skeet or trap, and they go at all different angles. Some go straight up, some go down. They even have special targets on that roll on the ground that are known as rabbits.
Yeah, that was awesome to see.
Yeah, they bounce, and they're unpredictable, and so.
Which she pegged off both, by the way.
Yeah. There's some schools have sporting clay. I mean, not sporting clay teams. They're shooting teams that they primarily concentrate on skeet and trap, and. Where she goes to school, they do not have a skeet and trap team or anything like that. She's just an individual shooter who loves to travel and do her very best that she can do.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, I think the sport is deserving of a little bit of recognition, which is hopefully something that we can help out with. And for anybody that is out there listening right now, there may be a little bit of an opportunity to do some streaming. Because I know that they had some coverage that has now fallen through.
Yes.
So, for anybody that's out there maybe looking for a new opportunity, that could be potentially one that could grow into something really, really big.
Right.
Is to kind of do the same thing that we do as Q Sports Live for pool, but to do that for shooting.
Right. Yeah, she has a website that we just
we'll bring that up.
And it's HalenHanks.com. Just started it up. It's brand new. She got started back, like I said, when she was 8 years old. She always loved animals, and she wanted to show steers at the age of 8. And she was probably 60 pounds soaking wet, and we were afraid of a 1,000-pound steer dragging her around the ring. So she had always gone hunting with me. And by 7 years old, she had already shot her first deer with a rifle. She had never touched a shotgun whatsoever, but we found out that the 4-H actually had a shotgun shooting sports program in our county in Texas, and so we checked it out. She fell in love with it, and the rest is history. Exactly.
Wow.
So,
well, I got to give you credit, Robert. You've raised a hell of a daughter. I think she's got a really bright future. Anything that anybody wants to do, you can get a hold of Halen on the website.
Yes.
And we'll have ways to get in touch with either Halen or Robert if you guys want to help out, support in whatever capacity that would be, whether it's through sponsorship, if you own a business or what have you. We'll certainly put you in touch if you're interested.
Yep. Yeah, we're always looking for some help. Like I say, it is very expensive, and the help that is just whatever it can do. So.
Does she use an over and an under?
Yes, David. She is sponsored by Blaser, which is a German shotgun. It is an over and under. It's a 12 gauge. She shoots all 4 gauges, so she shoots the 12, the 20, 28, and 410. Not at every single competition, but primarily she sticks with the 12 gauge.
And deadly with it.
Yes.
Just precision.
Yes. Yeah, we got back from France at the middle of July. She's on Team USA FITASC, which is like an international sporting clay event. And so she made Team USA last year, so we got to go over to France and shoot with them and experience international targets, which are really over-the-top targets and very, very good targets over there. So, and just to go see a different country and a different culture, and it's amazing. It's a lot of fun too.
Well, and again, this is one of the parallels between everything that we've talked about in billiards. It is the travel that's the expensive part, right? By the time you pay your gas and your hotel bills and food and all of the other expenses that come into traveling to go around to these things. And she does have sponsorship for her shells, and I don't know about her gun.
Like I say, ear protection and eye protection, that type of stuff. All the tools of the trade that she needs.
Yeah.
And so that's like we were trying to not just grow the sport, but also trying to bring outside influences into the sport who don't necessarily, kind of like the way the X Games has done with some of their sponsors. And so they really don't have a whole lot of product that they could give to the athletes of the X Game, but just to try to grow, that's one way that they grow the sports. Is
and I think again, the big parallel between shooting and shooting pool is the same thing with all the pro level players in pool. Is 90% of what they get is simple equipment. Right. It's not a sponsorship per se where they get financial benefit, right? So again, you're looking for that outside sponsorship or companies to aid and help in travel expenses.
Looking outside, shoot at the big club. Yes, she does. The big club outside in San Antonio is the National Shooting Complex. We will actually be there at the last week of October, which is the National Sporting Clay Association's National Championships. It's the big boy of sporting clays. There will be pushing 2,500 shooters there, and so it's actually a 9-day long shoot that it's really nice. So it's
nice.
If you have a chance to come out there.
I see this Stephanie Kroll Hanks.
That's my wife.
That's your wife.
Yes.
Stephanie, I'm honored to meet your husband and your 2 daughters. I think the world of them. Really, really good people from Texas. Not just about Halen, but your husband as well and your other daughter. Really, really glad that we met. Really glad that we could do this with you. And hopefully at some point we'll get Halen on the microphone. She can help us kind of explain a little more about herself.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
Do you want to jump on? Right on. We get to hear from Halen herself.
Well, thanks for letting me talk a little bit. We're going to turn it over to Halen here, let her go.
Well, thanks for joining me, Robert.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Hi, how are y'all?
We're good, Halen. How are you?
Doing great.
Well, thanks for stepping in. So I just had a little bit of a conversation with your dad, who I might say is just proud as a peacock, right? You're an impressive young lady, 15 years old, USA sub-junior champion. How are you doing at the competition this weekend?
I'm actually doing really well. I'm just trying to stay focused, be in a positive attitude, and just, let the work come natural.
Absolutely. Very nice. So I know that the day that we were there, you did 5 stand, if my memory is correct.
Yes,
shot a 93%.
Yes, sir.
How'd you do the next day, which is today?
Today I shot a 64 out of 75 on some really difficult technical targets that they weren't giving anything back. So I was very, very impressed on how I handled myself rather than how I handled the target. So I was very impressed with that.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So I would imagine with them being that difficult, even though a 64 out of 75 is going to be one of the top scores up there?
I sure hope so.
I agree. Hopefully it'll work out. We're wishing the best for you.
Thank you.
If there is anybody that wants to get a hold of you, we have put out this poster right here that does have your website on there, which is halenhanks.com.
Yes, sir. So my actually one of my coaches, his name is Corey Cruz, his wife helped me set up this website, and I'm very grateful for that family, for what they do for me and how they are really supporting me in everything we do. And so
Absolutely. Well, you know what? You're an impressive young lady, not only with the gun, but a straight-A student at that.
Yes, sir.
That's absolutely impressive for being 15 years old, to be able to miss the kind of school. Now, your dad was explaining to us when we were talking earlier that prior to you missing school, you go to your teachers and get your homework ahead of time.
Yes, sir.
And you do it before you leave.
Yes, sir.
Which is insane. That's just insane that at 15 years old you've got that mental capacity. And I'm a big fan. You've turned me into a really big fan. I hope that we can continue to support you. We'll try and do everything we can as far as Q Sports Live is concerned. Try and promote you a little bit more, and see what we can turn to you.
Well,
Hopefully,
you
there's
so
somebody
much.
out there that is listening, that is a fan of shooting, and it looks like there's a few viewers out there that understand shooting even more so than what I do, because quite honestly, this is all new to me.
Yes, sir.
Right? I can shoot pool, but not with guns. Right? And maybe that's a byproduct of me living in Canada, but that's how geographically I'm still a shooter,
Right.
just at a different thing.
Right.
So hopefully, we can continue to influence our audience to maybe get a hold of you if there are people out there that want to get involved and help you out. Just an impressive young lady, guys.
Oh,
So I
thank
appreciate you guys stepping in, sitting down with me, taking some time. Hopefully we can continue this, and we'll stay in touch with y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Loved it. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Guys, there she is, Halen Hanks.
All right.
I need to try it, Todd. So, okay, I'll say this. Back in Scouts, I think, so I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And awesome young lady for sure, Patrick. But anyway, when I was young, whatever Scouts age is, we kind of did this whole hunter education thing. And I was actually able to go out and shoot a shotgun at the same type of thing that you were shooting at with the clay pigeons and so on and so forth. And I got 24 out of 25.
That's awesome.
I got lucky, I think, right? And I missed the 25th one because at that age I didn't understand. On a pump gauge, you got to push whatever that thing, push it up, right? What's that
Right.
called?
The
pump? Okay, push the pump up, right? I didn't understand you have to push that all the way up. So my second shot didn't fire. So, but 24 to 25 as a scout or
awesome.
whatever I was back in those days was not a bad little shot.
Right.
But I haven't touched a gun since. So I rather doubt that I would be able to hit one. And to watch you out there on those 5 stands and just like nothing. It was amazing to see.
It's a very interesting game. I've always been told that it's always 90% mental and then 10% just doing the work.
Yep.
And like I said, if I'm just trying to do what I know, what I need to do, it just comes natural, and practice pays off.
Absolutely.
It's just like right here in billiards. It's like I go out there and I try to play, and I've played 3 times in my life. It's a little awkward, but
Yeah.
now kicking off and the shooting industry, once you start to work with practice like y'all do with such long years of preparation, it's insane. It's really, really cool to watch.
Absolutely. Well, it's just as impressive to watch you on a gun at 15 years old, being able to hold a 12 gauge shotgun and handle it better than most men. It's amazing to see, and I love it.
Well,
I'm a
thank
big
you.
fan.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you guys coming down. I know we're going to kind of hang around and maybe shoot some pool and watch
Right.
you kick the hell out of Ben again.
Oh, God. I hope so, but
You'll get him. I know it. I know it. I know you're going to get him. So, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We're going to leave the stream running. We'll let you kind of hang out with us. We're going to watch maybe Ryan, Ben, Halen, her sister. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Harper. Thank you. We're going to watch maybe Harper get on the table, too. No,
Oh.
she's shaking her head no. But maybe Robert will come on.
oh, yeah.
We're gonna hang out. The tournament for the day is over. There's one match going on. We will be back tomorrow morning. I would assume at 10 o'clock we start. Either not at 10 or 11 tomorrow morning. We'll start up again. But yeah, we're gonna leave stream running. We appreciate you sitting in with me.
No, thank you for having us.
Anytime. We'll see you guys later. We'll be playing some pool. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Here you go, Haley. Patrick says, don't let Ben use a step stool.
I was just looking and said, you've never shot your own dummy. Come out, so you can come out, she said, on Sunday. Yeah. Before she shoots and everything, take me to the finish, she shoots off.
Oh, that'd be so wicked. I'll find out what time we start on Sunday, because that was awesome.
Yeah, she starts at 11:20. So like I said, we were out there. I watched them on TV.
Nice.
Take y'all out there and go shoot some of those.
That'd be wicked. We'll find out what time we start on Sunday.
Probably 10.
Well, we can meet out there early.
Yeah. Around 10 o'clock or so, she'll probably start gearing up for her.
Well, we start here at 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So if you're over there,
8:30.
Over there, 8:30?
Yeah.
That'd be so wicked. I'd love it.
Tell Vic he needs to come shoot my gun.
well, may come shoot.